What is happening, guys? Welcome back to Red Garage, and this is our TrailMaster MB200 Hurricane mini bike that we are making street legal. We got this from Small Engine Warehouse, and we did all kinds of modifications to make it legal on the road. We got it tagged, we put all the lights and wired it up, we put a better gas tank on it, and we've been adding horsepower to make it perform better on the road. So we've been having an issue. In the last video, we burned up a belt pretty quick. Now I know we're reaching the limits of a CVT, especially in high RPMs. That's where the Super 30 Series CVT is going to hurt us. It's only going to rev so far in the RPMs, let our engine rev up as far. So what I think we need to do now is start testing gearing. This has a 4.8 to 1 gearing ratio, which means it has a 48 sprocket on the rear tire and a 10 tooth on the jack shaft. And that's a pretty good overall gearing ratio, especially if you're a lighter guy. Now, if I was only riding this off-road in the trails, I would be switching that over to a 6-to-1 ratio by putting a 60 tooth on the rear tire. We have found that the 60 tooth on paper, it should give you faster takeoffs and lower top speeds, but it's kind of did both in our testing in the past. It's gave us a lot better takeoff, and it's allowed the engine not to have to work so hard in the CVT to get up to a top speed. So Lonnie on my 6-to-1 ratio trail bike can hit 65 pretty effortlessly. So I think we're going to do a couple tests. We're going to get this bike back out. We ordered some belts. Last time we ate up a belt and only have one spare belt. Now we have plenty of belts, so if we burn up one, it's not going to be an issue. But we're going to go back out and we're going to do the testing again from 0 to 30 in top speed. We're also going to see if it still eats up a belt by holding it wide open down the road. And then we're going to come back after that testing and we're going to swap the tire, the sprocket on the rear tire, to a 42, which is going to give us a 4.1 gearing ratio. 40 on the back, 10 on the jack shaft, and that should give us lower takeoff speeds but better top end. And then once we get those testings done, we'll come back and we'll do a 60 tooth, and we'll be able to test basically 40, 48, and 60 and see what it tells us. Again, we found in the past that it kind of does a little bit of the opposite. When you put a 60 tooth on it, it frees up the engine to get the power to the back tire a lot easier, and we've achieved higher top speeds than what we thought we would. So I'm hoping I see that same thing now, because if I can put a 60 tooth on this, get to our top speed that's very comfortable where we can cruise at 45 and not bog as much up hills and still be able to ride this on the trail, that'd be the ultimate setup. Then, if you guys want, in the next episode, we can test out a centrifugal clutch, and we could do the same testing again, 40, 48, and then we can go back up to the 60 and see how the clutch will perform. I know the clutch wouldn't be something I would use off-road because I'm a heavy guy, obviously, and I'm going to burn up a clutch because the trails we ride have a lot of hills. But I'm really interested in this gearing test. We are going to be doing more performance parts to this engine. We're about limited out with this engine, but we're going to switch over after all this testing on gearing and clutch versus CVT. We're going to go over to a 308 cam instead of the 265. Then we're going to switch over to some 1.3 ratio rockers and chrome ollie push rods to get the most out of this 196. But first we got to test this gearing, so let's take it back out on the road and do some testing. So let's see if we burn up a belt. So last time I could definitely feel the belt chunks hitting my leg. Just test if basically was it that belt had a lot of time on it, or are we actually killing belts before getting into this test? I'm definitely cruising higher speeds with this with the ported head. I mean, everything's made this better, but I can still feel something lacking. Also, my jacket's poofing up. I'm wearing it's got cold on us, so I'm having to wear a jacket now to do these testing, and so it's definitely colder. We're averaging, our top speed right now is 53 on this ride. I think I'm good on gas. I hope I'm good on gas. All right, let's actually ride on the road this time. We're just gonna hold it to the wood. See what happens. We're cruising uphill at 44 miles an hour, which is huge because that's the speed limit on this road. My jacket is definitely catching some air. I mean, I've got it pinned, but we're cruising at speeds, so that's perfectly fine. Uh-oh, do we get a wave? Do we get a wave? Oh, we got it, baby. All right, so that's, I mean, it's holding 45 and just cruising. I'm curious to see what kind of belt wear we have when we get back. Oh, we just hit 50. I'm not full throttle anymore. I'm like half throttle. We got up to 54. That was pretty dang good. Like, it's definitely getting to where we want it. It's just not fully yet where we need it. So I know I missed the starting point. The worst thing about these engines is the wind off of the flywheel hits your ankle. Okay, let's let it. And this is not the best way to be getting these speeds at all. Okay, we're gonna go. So 52 at the pallet is what our top speed was. I think I messed up the shot because I forgot to turn the brightness of my screen up. I have to have it like max brightness or the camera can't pick it up. But the belt is starting to get some wear. Start to see some strings hanging off the belt, which is not good. We don't want to see any belt wear. All right, let's see. The bike just acts really weird. It's like it's hesitating. It's like right now, it's way worse than when I just did the pull. So I don't know what that is, what's causing it, but it's definitely like, has some hiccups in it. Because we're going 45-ish. My jacket is like a parachute right now. But if we go off the time of the last video, which is what we would do, we can see what my time actually was. So now I say we go back, we put, I almost feel like we're going to need to go up to the 60, so the belt's not under as much strain. But got to go back, change the gearing ratio, and see what happens. It's almost like the carb isn't right on this thing.
The fastest way to pull the sprocket is, of course, loosen up the axle bolt with a 17 and a 19mm socket and wrench. Then we can adjust the chain tensioners. Then we have to make sure to loosen up the brake bracket on the passenger side of the bike. Now we can slide the axle bolt out some. We don't have to remove the wheel completely. We just need to drop it down enough to be able to get to the bolts and the nuts on the sprocket. So it's good to always put your axle bolt on your rear tire in from the passenger side so you can pull the nut off from the driver's side and swap stuff like sprockets a lot easier. You can see the difference between a 40 and a 48.2 sprocket. It's not a massive difference, and you can get bigger adjustments by swapping out the front sprocket, but I had these sitting on the shelf so it was easier to do this. So this should give us less takeoff and more top end, but it could put our belt under more strain. Now we do have to trim our chain down some. You can buy chain brake tools on Amazon that come with chain and master links for under $20. They're super cheap. I'll have a set link down below. So we do have to remove a link out of this to make the new sprocket fit, because this is a new bike and they put the smallest running chain possible on them. Then when we go up to the 60, we got to put a new longer piece of chain. I'm probably just going to put a small section so I can reuse this chain, so I'm not wasting a bunch of my chain off the shelf. But we're just going to put everything back on, tension it up, and then we can go redo the testing to see if it makes a big dramatic difference.
We've only rode for a few minutes, and I thought I was recording on the way here, but I was not. But it's already killing the belt, which I thought it would do, because what we found is before we could pull this hill right here at 44 miles an hour. So this is full bore, and it's, I mean, maybe it will. It definitely feels laggier down low though. Like I can feel we gave up that down low speed to get this. And I'm sure it's going to eat up my belt even faster. I can see the belt collapsing under the strain of this. But it's almost the same uphill though. Making sure no one's behind me. I mean, I'm going to the speed limit, but you know. So we're hitting 50 over this hill. Seems about the same, honestly. We're definitely achieving where we can cruise at 45 without putting a, I mean, it's definitely straining the CVT now. And we can open it up. It's definitely stretching its legs more, but I don't think it was worth it to lose the down low power. Like, it's not a good trade-off in my opinion. And I think my mics, this one got rained on. I forgot it. I didn't know it was going to rain, and it got left outside, so I don't think it's connecting. So I really hope this audio is good. So we're going to do the same thing. We're on our starting line. We're going to go down to the pallet, see what kind of top end we get. That it should hurt our time to 0 to 30. Could be close to the same, but I can definitely tell it's eating belts up even worse now, because this one's, I wouldn't go on a long ride on this belt. Letting some cars pass. That hit 60 that time, so definitely did what it was supposed to, but I don't feel like what we gave up in the low end was worth it. It just feels, you can feel the belt collapsing at low speeds, and I don't like that feeling. This belt's gonna go soon. I don't know if I'll make it home on it. So yeah, I don't think that was, I don't like the 40. Do not like the 40. Let's try to make it home now.
So of course this is going to be the same exact process to go up to the 60, other than we need to put a longer piece of chain on it.
Now going from this to this. I think this may be our ticket. I know it don't make any sense, but I do believe so.
You can do this in just a few minutes, swap out your sprockets, do your own testing. We do need to tune our carb on this engine, but we're going to do that off camera. I don't know what's going on with it. It was running fine a while back. Now maybe it's got some gunk in it. But this is the biggest upgrade for the cheapest amount of money. The most cost efficient way to get more power out of your bike is adjusting your gearing.
All right, now we just got to cut a new chain, get this installed, and take it out for a rip. So right off the bat, way torquier. Oh gosh, like way torquier. Of course, that's what we expect. All right, so definitely feels like 100 times better. I do feel like I need to tune this carb. It just doesn't feel, I mean, it feels good, but it doesn't. So that's full bore. Trash man up here. What's really going to tell us if the gearing is working is the belt. Ooh, trash can is stumped. So if our belt is like destroyed when we get back, that's what we're going to know, you know. But I can tell you, I like the 62 already better than anything else. It's just way more lively. And I do think we should also try out a 190 or a 212 motorcycle engine, like the 140 style engines. That would probably be the best engine setup for a street bike. But we can try that out. I just need to order one. They're about $1,000 to $1,500 for the 4-valve 190, or I can get the 4-valve 212. Let's take a gander at the belt real quick. The belt looks good. Shoot, we're gonna let this semi pass by. So I'm gonna stall it up. Okay. Alright, I don't like that. Let's redo it. It's very weird. It's like it's, I don't know. It's like it's spitting. I mean, it is spitting, but what's causing it? That's what the question is. Yeah, something ain't right with it. It's just down low. It's just spitting really weird. I don't know. That's definitely hurting our time. So we're probably going to have to play with the jetting a little bit. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, it's just spitting right there. Now it opened up. Alright, let's see what we get. And the belt is gone. Pulley's locked. Belt's destroyed. No, the pulley didn't get messed up. The belt flipped inside outwards. Okay. So obviously the CVT is not the way to go. Just not going to work, unfortunately. So, same old same. Get us a new belt out. Fender broke off in the last video. I've had a few of these do that. This would be fine for just cruising, but us really taxing it like we just did, not going to work. So it just murders those belts. Gosh, it's hot. Ooh. All right. Well, I think the big thing is going to be a clutch. Okay. That quick. Got a new belt. This one shredded. As you can see, it starts ripping the Kevlar junk out of it. Gosh, it's hot. It's hot, that is hot, that is hot. But maybe the clutch will fix all of our problems. There goes the carb's not right, so we can't really trust the numbers. This thing don't have a lot of compression either. It's a very low compression setup because the piston was like 40 or 45 thousandths in the hole. But it definitely did not like it on the top end. So it seems like the RPMs is what's killing our belt. So no matter what we do, I would say honestly, go with the 60 tooth because you got so much out of the hole power. But this carb definitely needs tuned better. It's not where you would want it. Maybe it just needs cleaned as well. But it almost seems like we could have a better setup with a clutch because of how the belt is reacting. But anyways, that's what I think. This cop may pull me over, not sure though. We have it registered, but we'll have to figure out, is he going to pull me over? We'll see. I just can't be hog footing it because it'll kill that belt in the upper RPMs. Cop didn't come, so but I will tell you, you're able to carry the speed way better with the 60 tooth. So if you're copycatting this build or anything, 60 tooth is where I would go because you're still going to be able to ride it off-road and have a good time. But yeah, didn't really find out nothing. All right, so this test, even though our bike's not performing great, I need to find out what's going on with that carburetor because it seems like it's getting worse and worse. Maybe I have some gunk in there, I'm not sure. But it still showed us what we wanted to know with the gearing. Of course, the smaller sprocket on the rear tire is going to give you more top end, less takeoff, and vice versa. Now, if I was actually riding this bike and running it back and forth to work, the 48 that comes on the factory is pretty good. It's a good all-around sprocket, especially with the power that we're running. But I do find like that CVT is just not going to cut it on the road. So I think we have one of two options to do the clutch test, which I've already got everything to do the clutch test. So I think that's going to be our next testing, is testing the same gearing ratio with the clutch and see, what it'll do with the 48 with the clutch. And it's probably going to be too low. Like, I don't want to have no takeoff to get the top speed we want. So I do think the real plan to this bike is end up swapping either a 140 or a 190 Daytona engine on this thing, and we can make a cradle. So if you guys want to do it too, you can buy a cradle, swap out your cradle on your bike and put a pit bike style engine. That's going to give us 4 gears or 5 depending on what engine we go with,
and it's just going to be a lot better setup in my opinion, because these CVTs are always going to be our limit. This small belt puts a lot of heat in it. And what's happened is that belt only has so much room to travel on that front pulley. If the front pulley had another inch or two, we get a lot more take or top end. But we're running out of CVT is what's happening. And then it's under all the load of the belt. And the belt keeps on riding forward, and it gets hotter and hotter. And that's why it started flipping inside out, because it stretched it so much because of the force of the CVT. But let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see the clutch testing? And also, do you guys think we should go ahead and start looking at buying either a 190 or a 212 dirt bike style engine to slap on it? Kind of like we have a 125 sitting on the shelf, but I think that would be too weak. We need to at least do the 190, but they do have some 212 variants and stuff out there. We'll buy one very soon. We'll build a new cradle for the bike and slap it on there, because I think that's going to be the best way to get a road bike. We're going to have gears to get our top speed we want. Top speed's fine right now. I would just like to be able to hit 60 or 65, maybe even 70, and we're just not getting that until, like, we're destroying belts before we get there. And then that would allow the bike to still be road off-road if I want to, because realistically, I'm not driving this. I work from home, so I'm not riding the bike other than leisure trips to town. So I want it to be able to perform off-road so we can use it at meetups and in our woods and stuff. So with a clutch, I don't think that's going to work good. So let us know what you think in the comment section below. We're reading your comments. We're going to tune this carb out too. We need to do a good oil change on this because we've been running it pretty hard, and we haven't done the oil change since we did the last build. If you want to see us to continue on with performance parts, we can, but we're not going to get more top speed. The only thing that gets you more top speed, of course, is gearing change or more RPMs. We can't do more RPMs because our CVT can't handle it. It's just we're at the limits of it. So let us know what you want to see, guys. And we put all the links to all the parts we're using, that we have used and are going to use on this bike, in the video description. They do help us out. And we hope everybody has an awesome Thanksgiving and just a great week with your family. We love you guys, and God bless.